don't want to give away how many we have in case you forgot, because we're going to count that soon. But remember that a proton is made up of different quarks. So something, it's a bit more technical, but I'll just mention. So there's up quarks and down quarks in here. What there also is because sometimes quarks can come in and out of the vacuum. So that's something I don't really want to talk about. But particles, anytime you think you have empty space, particles will come in and out and in and out. And this effect can happen more often when there's more energy around. So in very energetic particles like a proton, there'll always be other particles coming in and out. And particularly when there's quarks around, there'll be lots of other quarks around. And so for example, there might at a given moment be an anti-up quark just pops out of the vacuum and into this proton because it's more likely because this is energetic. And then when these two things crash together, what could happen is that if the things are aligned correctly, this anti-up and this up could meet. What happens when a particle and antiparticle meet? In an explosion, you get a whole lot of energy. And if you've accelerated these things to enough energy, you could have a huge amount of energy that's now just been created here. And so, remember we have, you've probably never seen this in class, but everybody knows it. You've seen E equals mc squared. If we now have a whole lot of energy there, that can, again, turn into mass. And so what sort of mass could it turn into? Well, if you have enough energy, it could turn into, for example, new particles that we've never seen of before. So usually the reason we haven't seen particles, as I think Louise and I have been mentioning, the heavier the particle, the quicker it decays. And if you don't have enough energy around, you're not going to be able to, if you don't have a high enough E, you won't be able to reach the M's required for these new particles. So that's the reason why the top, which I think has like a 185 or something GeV mass, wasn't discovered until the 90s, which is we couldn't build detectors that could get energies high enough to make this particle come into existence. So what we've done now with the LHC is we have so much energy coming together that maybe we could create new particles, for example the Higgs. We know it has a very high mass. It has we expect it to have a lower mass than the top, but it's harder to see, which was why it hasn't been discovered so far.